Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us on Statesman.com again for our high school blitz. And Thomas Jones with me as always. The real season started on Friday. The real season. But let's start from the beginning. We always start off with a game ball. Who are you going to give your game ball to this week?
Now, special teams often goes under the radar, but it can determine the outcome of a game. Look at Giddings' 41-18 win in the first round of the playoffs over Waco Conley. Tavion Page for Giddings, 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. Okay? And it's not just that he returned kicks for touchdowns, the timing of the kicks. Giddings had a 7-3 lead only at halftime. Tavion Page takes the second half kickoff, returns it for a touchdown. After Conley trims the lead to 21-17 in the third quarter, Tavion Page gets the next kick, 70 yards, touchdown. Special teams changed that game.
Yeah, 70 and 77 yards. I mean, he had an amazing day. I'm going to go with Robert Patterson. I know we've mentioned his name several times over the year. Quarterback Connolly. His numbers don't just pop out at you. 194 yards, 4 total touchdowns. But he also threw a 47-yard touchdown pass on the final play of the game. 34-33, they beat Magnolia West. That's a clutch performance. Their season came down to a Hail Mary, and the Hail Mary was answered.
It was, and who caught it? Was it Drew Pearson?
It was Drew Pearson, but he may have been out of bounds.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I hear. We've learned a lot every single week. We learned something different. What did you learn about the first round of the playoffs?
Wow, let's talk about our 2 local 6A districts. You have 13 6A based in the Round Rock School District and Pflugerville School District. And then you have 14 6A with the Austin School District, Del Valle, San Marcos, and Manor. The differences between those districts is extreme. That's what I learned. Only one team from 14 6A won. That was Bowie. And they actually trailed Hendrickson, who barely got in the playoffs. They trailed them in the second half, pulled out the win. But the other 3 teams in 14 6A, they lost by a combined 159-55 to Cedar Ridge, Round Rock, and Stony Point. So the difference between those teams is what I learned.
Well, I'm gonna use your Bowie reference for a little bit. What did I learn? I learned that the Austin ISD isn't that bad. At least not this year. We always pick on Austin ISD.
Just the 6A teams.
They're normally one and done, exactly. But in this case, Bowie, they won. They have won now 10 games for the first time in school history.
True.
That was a big win over Hendrickson, even though Hendrickson didn't have the record. 41-28, that's still a good win for Bowie. And McCallum, I mean, we've been watching McCallum get better and better and better all year long. 17-14 over another pedigree team, Kerrville-Tybee. Big win for them and for the Austin ISD as a whole. So good job, AISD.
And I think LBJ could have made a run. They just had an unfortunate draw, having to go to Alamo Heights in the first round, and they lost 21-10 to a 1-loss Alamo Heights team. But they could have made a deep run in the playoffs. I
know, both teams entered 9-1. A very tough break for them. We both saw Lake Travis destroy Westlake 49-7 a little about a month ago. I thought they were dead. I don't know what you thought. I'm guessing you probably thought, it doesn't look so good. They've turned it around. They've won every game since. What has turned it around for Westlake?
In my opinion, and that Westlake's 48-3 win over San Antonio Reagan kind of told the story. Westlake is so good in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Their offensive line, led by Joe Hieronymus and sophomore Blake Webster, who's played multiple positions. He's filling in at center right now. He's having a very good season. Their offensive line dominated that game. And their defensive line, led by Braden Cassidy, Cale Ball, David Neal, Sam Duffy, just dominated a good Reagan line. Westlake's strength in the trenches, to me, is the reason they've rebounded from that Lake Travis loss.
And for me, the biggest surprise for me is that the Westlake offense has continued. Without Sam Ellinger, they've got the 2-quarterback system, Taylor Anderson, Sam Saxton. They both have played well.
Yeah.
Nakia Watson has been a monster all year long, by the way.
And both those quarterbacks are sophomores. I mean, this is...
And Watson's a junior.
Yeah.
So their best days could be ahead of them. You know, I know the defense. We can't leave out the defense, by the way. They've only given up 9 points in 4 games, so kudos to that amazing defense.
Yeah, and I'll give Todd Dodge a lot of credit, too. I mean, he won multiple state championships at South Lake Carroll, led Westlake to the championship game last year. This may be his best coaching job, depending on what he's dealt with.
I mean, to lose maybe the best player in the state, bar none, to backup quarterbacks who are sophomores, like you said, it's been an amazing job by Sam, by Coach Dodge. Thomas, thanks again, as always. Hope you check back with us later this week as we preview the top 4 games, and there are some good ones coming up, by the way.
Second round.
So thanks again for joining us on StatCom and High School Blitz, and like I always used to like to say, Lee Corso, same as you. I hope your favorite team wins.